Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda Waldhart, and you're here with Amanda's Inspiration Station. This is my first time trying to do a YouTube live, and apparently I have a YouTube account and then I have a linked account that is my business. So every time I was trying to do a live, it would take me back to my regular account that has nothing on it. So this is kind of a testing right now. My plan is to show you two fabulous scrapbook layouts using Stampin' Up's Latte Love, which is one of our online exclusives. And then the other one is Ice Cream Swirl. And I'm really excited to show you guys this, but I need to make sure that I'm in the right area. So this is a testing, and I'm testing to see if I'm on here. So give me a moment here. Let's see here. I really don't know if it's working or not. But we're going to try. All right, I think that I am. I think that I'm on Facebook Live. So if you are watching me or following me, I would love for you just to, give me a thumbs up. Say anything. I just need to know if I'm live here. I think I am. Which would be great because it is now 5:32 Central Time. I have been trying to do this since 4:30 Central Time. So for an hour, I've been trying to figure this out. But it looks like I'm on, so we're going to roll with it, and hopefully I'm in the right spot. So if you're watching me, thank you. Again, my name is Amanda Waldhart. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Hi! Yay, I see somebody. Thank you. Hi. Hopefully this is working. Okay, so I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Janesville, Wisconsin, which is, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of on the southern part of Wisconsin, really close to the border of Illinois. And I've been a demonstrator since 2012, but I've been using Stampin' Up! For a very long time. And my first love was scrapbooking. So I'm going to show you two really cool scrapbook layouts tonight. And let's get started. All right, so here is the scrapbook layout that we are going to do today. This is one of them. And I have my little, here we go. All right, so here is one of them. I generally do 12 by 12 scrapbooking. However, there are times that I will do a 6 by 8 scrapbook or a 6 by 6, or I've even done smaller little mini albums, but this is generally my scrapbooking that I enjoy to do. So we're going to do this one here, which is, like I said, we're using Stampin' Up's Latte Love. This is adorable. It is a stamp set with matching dies. Now, this is part of Stampin' Up's online exclusive, so you will not find this product in a catalog of Stampin' Up's. But if you go to amandasinspirationstation.com, you can go right to my web store and you will find it. You'll just click Shop Now on the left-hand side, and you'll see all the different categories, and you'll see online exclusive, and you will follow it there, right there. Okay, so let's kind of get started. I do want to share with you also that this has matching paper. It also has some embellishments, which I'm going to, we're not using the embellishments today on this, which I don't know why. I should grab them, but the paper is fabulous, and I wanted to show you just a few things on this paper. So here are some of the paper sheets. Like this is like the little espresso beans. But what I wanted to show you most, this is supposed to look like the coffee, I love it, is that, if I can find it, Of course, when I'm on video, I can't find it. Isn't that the story of my life? Okay, so here. So here is one of our pages. Actually, there's two here. I'm going to pull both of these out. So for this page here, all of these pieces right here, they do not have a die to them that matches. You just have to fussy cut this out. However, this one right here, this actually has a die to match. So I'm going to pull back again because here is the stamp, and then this would be the center, or this could be the center, but this die actually cuts out this and this. So you could just cut out a bunch of these, and I generally do that. And then I keep my extras right in my case. So I cut up one of my sheets of designer series paper, and then I generally just either use the dies to cut these out, or I fussy cut. But these are all my extra little pieces that I use. And I keep them because you just never know when you're going to use them for anything. And then I have like more extra pieces right inside there. All right, so let's get started and actually stamp, because that's my favorite thing to do is scrapbook and stamp. So let's do this. All right, so I use Stampin' Up's Basic White 12 by 12 cardstock. All right, I'm actually going to do this so you can see my face while we're stamping. So I have taken the designer series paper, and then I've also taken some different cardstock. I'm using Early Espresso. I am using Calypso Coral, and then the Basic White. And then I do have a few pieces for the video. I have already done all the die cutting, punching, anything that I needed to do. We're just going to put the pages together today. So I'm going to take this out like that. So I have my little letters that are going to say friends. And for that, I actually used our Alphabet a la mode dies. And because these are skinny, and I love glue like everybody else. However, if it's really, really a fine tip glue, I have a hard time with it. It gets all over. I have mastered the multi-purpose green glue. I love that. But when it comes to something smaller, I have not mastered that. So I use Stampin' Up's adhesive sheets. And what I do is I peel this off, and then I would put Early Espresso on top of it. And then I would lay my dies like this, and I would run it through my cut and emboss machine so that when it comes out, it then looks like these letters. Now, because it's attached to this adhesive sheet, I'll just peel this off and it's like a sticker. And I love that. That is my favorite. It is so easy and I love it. So we're going to set aside those because we will be sticking those on in a little bit here. And I've already cut out all these little coffee mugs. So we're going to set those aside. And I've cut out a few of these already. These here are punches. Now, we just switched over to our new catalog, our 2024-2025 annual catalog. Literally went live May 1st. And this is what it looks like. This is our catalog. So there were items on this page that we no longer carry, but that's okay, because if you follow me with scrapbooking, you know that as a scrapbooker, you find product and you keep it and you use it over and over again, depending on what events you have it going on in your life or different things. I personally really like this punch. It was our decorative circle punch. Sadly, they have decided to retire it. Makes me sad because I loved it, but that is what we're using. And then we're going to be using the 2-inch circle punch and the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. Both of these are found on my online store too. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside. And then I have some more pieces here. This is 3 by 3, and then these are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So let's get started. This is not going to take us a crazy amount of time to do, but I do need to get my white. Oh, where's my white? Hold, please. In the midst of me trying to figure out technology, which I'm just going to share right now, technology is generally not my friend. It is not my strong suit. I'm one of those people who still writes a budget in a notebook. Like, I don't do it on, some fancy spreadsheet. I literally buy a notebook, I write down the month, and there's my budget. But I'm learning. I am learning and I'm doing this. So we are going to take two 12 by 12 basic whites, and let's just do one side at a time. So let's do the left side here. So I'm going to take this side here, and what we're going to do is we're going to adhere the white to the Calypso Coral, to the Calypso Coral, to the Early Espresso. And I am just going to use this multi-purpose glue that, like I said, I really do like. Some people do not like it. I love it. I do think it takes a little practice though. And I'm just adhering this flat. I'm not using any dimensionals. And then I'm just going to place this over. And we need two of them, but we're going to need them for the other page too. So while I'm doing this, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to do all of them. And if you are a scrapbooker out there, I would love to hear from you. Mystique, yes, hi. I am now finally just seeing, see, this is where my techiness is, I did have to put the comments on so I could see. So, hi, thank you for joining me. If you're a scrapbooker, let me know. I love scrapbooking. It is my favorite. All right, and we're gonna apply that. As you can see, I'm kind of a messy gluer. I really am. And I do like squiggly lines when it comes to big pieces like this, but if I'm using like smaller pieces, I have this thing that, and I say this all the time because I had a teacher that used to say this, which is funny because I think Beth, who is on my Crafty Cats team, I believe that she also had a teacher that said this, dot, not a lot. So when you're using liquid glue, it's dot, not a lot. All right, so now I have those four done. And while we're gluing, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to do these three pieces since this is the side that we're working on. So I have two of this pattern and then one of this pattern. So I do want to make sure that I am paying attention to which side of the designer series paper that I am adhering down. Because our designer series paper has two sides and it's always different. So we're just going to place that. Oops. Oh, and you know what? I'm glad I just did that a little crooked because the nice thing about this glue is it actually gives you a little bit of time before it sets so that if you get something a little crooked, you have time to wiggle it straight. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place these flat to my page, to my layout. And I'm going to start up here. And I'm basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to leave about an inch from the top. And then over here, I did more of like 3/4 of an inch, but you can definitely come in about an inch. So I'm just going to place that like that. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to, instead of just going straight down, I'm going to actually do the top and then I'm going to do the bottom, and I'll tell you why. There are times, and actually I'm going to do one thing too. There are times that if I just go straight down, then I have a lot more space at the bottom, and I don't want that. So I'm going to actually just take this ruler here, and then I'm going to place this right about there, because this I know now lines up. And down here, I know, I'm going to lift this up a little bit more. Hold on 1 second, so that you guys can see this in the video. You got that sweet in your kit? Yay! I'm so glad. I love this sweet. You will have so much fun with it. Yay! I'm glad you did. Have you gotten your kit yet? I'm just curious. Anyway, this way I know this lines up here, and then this way I know I have about 1 inch here and about 1 inch up there. So now when I'm placing my center one, I can line that up directly in the center, leaving the same amount of gap on each side. All right. So let's go ahead and we're just going to place it down like that. All right. Now we're going to take 2 of these, because we're going to use 2 of them on this page, and we're going to place those flat. All right. And I don't want this to line up to the bottom. I do want this to come up a little bit higher. So I'm going to place that a little bit higher. And I'm going to, and you know, I'm not being perfect about these layouts either. I think sometimes if you concentrate so much on being perfect about it, then it just takes too long, and that's not me. And you know, some people do that and it's absolutely beautiful work. I just have a hard time with that. All right. So for this one right here, which is, I'm going to set that aside because that's on our second page. So this one right here, I cut out a bunch of these from the designer series paper. It doesn't have to match. Mine, it doesn't need to match. I am, however, going to put it on, and I'm going to do this part flat. So I am going to use my glue here. I'm just going to kind of go in a circle, and I'm going to place it on my decorative circle punch. But then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to use dimensionals, which looks like I only had one left. So now we're going to go around to all the sides here, because I use every single little tiny piece of dimensionals. I do not let this go to waste by any means. And I like dimensionals. I'm just going to throw that out there too. I'm not one that puts like 2 dimensionals on a project. I'm one that puts like, you know, 5 to 8. All right. So I am going to pop this piece up, and I'm just going to place that right in the center of our square there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the top and the bottom of these over here. So I'm going to place the white flat to the decorative circle punch on both of them first. So I need 2 pieces of these, and then I need, this is a smaller circle, so I need 2 pieces of this 2-inch circle. And then we're going to go like that. And I'm just going to place those flat. And then I'll place that flat. But then we are going to do, we're going to pop up these. Now, in the dies, there actually are dies, if you notice, there are dies that the coffee handle, one is on the right side and then one is on the left side, which I love. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip these all over, because we're going to put dimensionals on all of them. So we'll just flip them over. Now that I'm kind of using the bigger pieces here, they're not as small as the normal ones that are in the center here. All right, so I'm just going to peel all these off. And I'm just going to set that aside. All right, so for this one, I'm trying to make it so that you guys can see both of them. There we go. So for this one, I'm going to angle this a little bit up like that. And then I'm going to kind of angle that one down a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. I'm going to angle that one up a little bit, angle that one down a little bit. And then I'm going to, there we go. I can overlap that, right? You guys saw this side, so I'm just going to overlap it because we're making this exact page. So I'm just going to go like that. So now we're going to flip this over and we're going to put our dimensionals on the back side because we are going to pop this up. And then I feel like I'm having a hard time peeling these off for some reason. I don't know. This is my first YouTube live, so I feel like I'm a little nervous. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I've done a lot of videos and I've done quite a few Facebook lives, but this is my first YouTube one. So this one is like, oh, am I doing this right? Is it showing? I don't know. All right, so now I'm gonna center this one up at the top and I'm gonna center this one. And there you have it. So there is our left side. So it's the same page. So now we're going to do our right side. So I'm going to bring that over. And this is the right side. So remember, this is our layout. So I'm going to bring this one over here. So this one's going to be a little bit different because we got different things, but we already put these together. So we can kind of have an idea of where those are going to go. But before I even do that, I am going to do the long strip here, which now I have this big mess over here and I don't even see it. And you know what? I just may not even waste my time looking for it. I may just cut a new one because I got a big mess over here. So we're going to just cut a new one. All right, so I have this measuring at 2.5 and this measures at 11. So that's actually pretty easy. We're going to take our piece of cardstock, which is 8.5 by 11. And so I don't even have to, I only have to cut it one way. So I'm just going to cut it the long way because I want the length of 11. And I'm just going to cut it right at 2.5 here. Just like that. Okay. So now I can tell you with the designer series paper, because I did this at 2.5 by 11, I would make this now at 2.25 by 10.75. So I'm going to pull out this paper right here that I have. And I'm going to do 2.25 because I'm just shortening it by 1/4 of an inch. And then I think this is already at 10.75, but let's double check. So 10.75 would be right there. And yes, so it is already cut at 10.75, but there we go. I feel like it's a little, nope, it is. Okay, so it's already cut at 10.75. So let's go ahead and adhere this on. And I'm going to place this flat to the cardstock here, the Early Espresso. And see, I like that because it gives it just, whenever you're cutting it just a 1/4 of an inch smaller than what you cut your mat, that's my favorite. I know sometimes I'll do a 1/2 inch depending on how thick I want my mat to look. But generally, this is my go-to where I just do a 1/4 of an inch because then all the way around it just kind of looks nice. I just kind of like that. All right, before we put this down on the white 12 by 12, I'm actually going to move this because we're going to work on this piece right now because we need to peel our stickers, our letters that say friends. And then we need to do one little stamp and we need to do a little fussy cutting. So over here, I would have this and then the big white circle, which is the 2-inch. And then I will fussy cut that and that will go there. And then this will go here, the 2-inch. And this is our pecan pie. I love this color. These two colors look so great together. I love them. And then I actually punched out a basic white, and this is 1 by 3/4, and I'm going to use Lost Lagoon ink pad. And I'm just going to, our ink pads just flip up kind of like a compact. So you got your compact, you're doing your thing, and it falls back like this, and then you just slide it forward. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp the saying, and I have "You're the best part of my day," which always makes me think of the Folgers commercial. The best part of waking up. I don't know. It always makes me think of that. All right, so now I'm just going to pull this back. There's like a little groove here where you can put your fingers or your nails. You're just going to pull it back like this, just like I had before, and then you're just going to fold it back down. All right, so now we're going to do, let's fussy cut this real quick. So some people do not like to fussy cut. Honestly, it does not bother me. Sometimes I kind of find it a little therapeutic, if I'm being honest. Now, with that said, I would not want to sit and fussy cut, 100 of these out. Well, maybe I would if I was watching a good crime show or something. All right, so the trick about fussy cutting is you really, you want to make sure that you're leaving a border around what you're fussy cutting. I think that's a lot of times what people are scared of. They think they need to go right on the line, but you don't. You just need to leave a little bit of a border. Because remember, if you had a die for this and you placed your die over it, it would leave a border. So, all right. So let's put our circles together. We're going to put this one that we just stamped on over our pecan pie. Let's see here. Yes, got the kit. Bought espresso cardstock too. Yay! I love that. What a great color. It is a great color. All right. All right. So which is your favorite color out of all Stampin' Up! Colors? Mystique, which one is your favorite one? I'm curious to know. And if you don't have a favorite, because it could be hard to choose, you can give me a couple of your favorites. All right, so for these circles, I am just placing them flat, but I am going to use dimensionals to pop this up. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna do that. See, I am not shy about dimensionals. I love dimensionals. All right, so I'm going to kind of angle this just a little bit because that's going to go up there. That's going to go down here. And actually, I just noticed that I did pop this up. So originally, I don't know if you guys can see this, not that it really matters, but I put my dimensionals after the pecan and then put the early espresso flat. This time, I just did this all flat, and I'm going to pop it up onto the page. It doesn't really matter. You can do it however you want to do it. It's your layout. And I'm going to grab some more. Look I have another sheet that's just all the edges. We'll just use those. Usually when I have classes in my home, I always pull out, newer sheets for my classes. And then I always take these leftovers for when I'm designing or... All right, so the colors of the coffee, I love it. See? So yeah, great colors. The espresso, the Lost Lagoon, the brown, so pretty. I should have probably not peeled that just yet because we're not doing that just yet. All right, so before I do that, let's go in now and we're going to peel our stickers. And remember, I say stickers because I made these into stickers by using our adhesive sheets. So I'm going to peel them back and I'm going to center. I'm going to take the first letter and I'm just going to kind of center it like that. And then what I'm going to kind of do is I'm going to lay it down first. And I know there's are going to be a little crooked and they're not going to be perfect right now, but I'm not adhering them yet. I just kind of want an idea of like where it's going to be placed. And let's see here, which I should have done before, but that's okay. All right, so now, because I want to put this up like this, I could move the friends over a little bit, and I think I'm going to. Now, the nice part about this is, look at, even though I peeled this off, I was able to move that over just a little bit because I didn't push down hard on it. But now I kind of have an idea then of where I want to go with it. So I'm just going to peel this back. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to line that up. Sometimes though with these skinny letters, which I really do like these alphabet a la mode, I really do. I don't know if there's any of you out there that like Rae Dunn pottery. I do like Rae Dunn pottery. It's that pottery that's like white and then it has like, you know, words on the cups. Like it may have a coffee cup that's white and it says coffee or tea. It's just really cute and I do like it a lot. These letters to me remind me of the font that Rae Dunn uses in her pottery. All right, so peel that back. And oops, my end's looking a little, there we go. I feel like I got something, there we go. All right, so 2 more. All right, and then we have the D, and then we're gonna do the S. So because I do have plans tomorrow while I'm putting this on here. I do have plans tomorrow to hop on YouTube again, live tomorrow. I have a set of cards using the rock and roll bundle that was in the last mini that Stampin' Up! Just had. I am so glad you love these. Thank you. By all means, these are great. And now you have the set. You can make them, make it yourself. All right, so I'm going to put that there. So I'm going to place this down first, so at the top, just because I generally do like to start from the top and work my way down. But however is easiest for you. Tomorrow, so we just launched our new catalog live on May 1st. I was in Mexico on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, and it was wonderful, and I absolutely loved it. But now that I said the incentive trip, I am required to let everyone know that less than 1% of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators earn that incentive trip. And the reason why we are to let everyone know that, and I hate saying it because for me, it makes me feel like I'm saying it like, oh, you know, less than 1%. I was one of them. That really is not why I'm saying that at all. It's because Stampin' Up! Doesn't want people to think that if you join Stampin' Up!, you're instantly going to, you know, earn these trips. These trips are wonderful. I think if it's something that you want to do, if you're a demonstrator, you should go for it. You should join a team that you have support and you should do it. But it is hard work. It's not something you win. It is something you earn. And there's a lot of work involved, but it's worth it. So if that's something that's like a goal of yours, you should go for it. Because it is so much fun. All right, so now let's go ahead and put our dimensionals on the back of this, and then we can add our other one right over here, and we will be done with this layout. I can't wait to share with you guys the other layout. But going back to what I was originally saying, I'm sorry, sometimes I'm like a squirrel. I'm like, wait, what? I did have a point to where I was going with that. Now let's see here. What's my point? Oh yeah. So some of these items are now like no longer part, you know, they're retired, but I'm using them in my scrapbook layouts. And when I go forward doing scrapbook layouts with you guys, it's okay to me that they're retired, that I'm showing you a layout, because those pieces might be pieces that you have, and that then I'm still inspiring you to do a layout or to do a page. And honestly, hi. Oh, Jennifer, how are you? Anyway, another squirrel. So if I'm inspiring you to do a layout, I mean, if you're a crafter, you have tons of product and you need to just pull that out and start doing some layouts. You know, you don't have to use, you know, any of your current products to do layouts. You can just pull your stuff together and do layouts, especially because it depends on what the theme is, right? Like there was an astronaut set in the last book that I purposely bought because my husband and I 2 years ago, maybe 3, went to Waco, Texas. And we went to, of course, to Magnolia and to, you know, the silos. But then we also went into Houston, where we went to the Space Center. I purposely bought that stamp set and that bundle so that I could do a layout for it. So you may see that layout down the line too. All right, so yay. Oh, Jennifer, I'm glad you love this page. So it's simple. So, okay, so this is the left side, and let's go back to the right side. And here's the right side. So here is your full 12 by 12 layout. Super cute, super easy. You can put your pictures in. You could even add journaling wherever you need to. You can add more. And there are embellishments to this. There's also ribbon. I just didn't do that with this, but I just kind of kept it simple. But super cute. All right, are you guys ready to see the second one? I'm really excited for the second one too. All right, so let's move this out of the way. So my second and last layout, and let me, hold on, get this out of the way, is using the ice cream swirl Stampin' Up! Page. And let me get my mess out so I can show you. For those of you who do know me, I absolutely love food and drink stamp sets. I don't know what it is. Maybe because I like food and drinks. That very well could be. But I just love it. And this is so cute to me. So, and before we start this layout, I am going to show one thing. I did do all the die cutting for this. So we have ice cream, and it says, hope your day is sweet over here. And I think because my face is in there. But it is just so cute. So here's the left side, and then here's the right side. And we're going to be using the big dies for the big ice cream. We're still using the alphabet a la mode, and I have already die cutted this stuff out too, and I already put this on adhesive sheets, so we don't have to do that. Now, there are a few things that are now, I just want to point out, if you go to my online store, it will not be in there. This designer series paper, this is part of our electric, I know the name of this because I purposely, Delightfully Electric 12 by 12. So that now is retired. And then this set right here, which I love. This was our Share a Milkshake stamp set. Am I frozen? I feel like I'm frozen. I hope this unfreezes me. All right, well, hopefully this unfreezes me. So this is part of our Share the Milkshake stamp set, which I really, really love. All right, so I'm not really sure what the delay is with YouTube because this is my first YouTube Live. I'm assuming the delay is similar to a Facebook Live, which I don't know. Is it like 4 to 6 seconds? I'm not really sure, but so bear with me because I do see your comments. I just don't see them probably the moment that you post them. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start on the left page again, because I'm going to show you about this cone here, which I love. See the texture? It looks just like an ice cream cone, as it should. All right, so let me get my pieces out here. And I want to make sure that I have all the pieces right over here. I'm going to get those out. And these are the pieces here that I'm going to need. So here is a piece of crumb cake. And it's like 2.5 by, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8. It doesn't matter. I just needed it long enough to use this die. So this is the ice cream cone die. And then this is the piece, the plate that you put inside to give it that texture. So I'm going to bring over my cut and emboss machine, which is right next to me. And I'm going to show you something. So we're going to lay this flat right on here. And then we're going to place this on the inside. Now, it doesn't matter what side you use, like what side you place it on. And then you're just going to run it through, because this die was actually meant to also be used as a tag. So give me a moment here, because I'm going to show you how cool this is. All right, so we'll get this out of the way. All right, so here is the die now, and where it actually does like a score line here. So you can fold it back like this, and then you could use it as a tag. So you could pull, I didn't want to lose my pieces, but so you could, you know, die cut this out. You can make your little ice cream cone, and then you could have it flipped up, and you could put something in here and make it as a cute little tag. Or you could run this back through the machine by putting this now on this side. And then you could cut it in half, and now you have 2 ice cream cones, which is what I'm going to do. But I will save the die cutting for another day. Right now, I'm just taking my paper snips, and I'm literally just going to cut that across. But now if I want to take that and run that through, I can do that. All right, let's throw that over there. So we're going to do this side here. And we're going to need this. Like I said, for the sake of the video, I've already die cutted these. Now, you might have noticed that I have texture going on here. An ice cream cone isn't like perfectly smooth. It's like bumpy and textury. So what embossing folder did I use? So I used the Painted Texture embossing folder. And I love how it turned out. It looks perfect. I love it. So there's that. All right, so I have that. Now these little hearts came from the Share a Milkshake, and so did the big heart. So if you have that bundle, you can use that. If you don't, you know what, use whatever heart you have. All right, so I'm going to we're going to use the big one over here. I'm going to save these because I need those for the other side. And that for the other side. So, and here's the little straw that I did. All right, so I'm going to set this aside because we're not using this right now. And we are going to now put together these pieces. So I have all these pieces here. Now, this one up here is going to go with this piece. So I'm going to kind of set that aside because I know that that's for this one. And then we need 3 of these ones and 3 white for this side of the layout. All right, so let's get started. And actually, while I'm gluing these, I'm just going to glue just like I did last time. I'm just going to glue all of these. And I don't know, this is, I got to be honest, I was looking at the time and I was like, wow. I do think that, I don't know if you guys are okay with me when we do this, doing 2 layouts or 1 layout. Maybe 1 layout is enough each time. But All right, so I'm just going to place those like that. Now, one of them, I have designer series paper here, and it's just 1/4 of an inch by 6, because the mat is 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm just going to place this on the right side, because that's going to be that piece right there. All right, so let's set that aside. We're going to adhere this, and I will kind of do these faster than I did the other one. How's that? All right, so then I have that piece. Now for this side, I'm going to place this over here. We have the other ones. So we have 3 of them. 2 of them will go with white. 1 of them will be designer series paper. Then I have down here, we have the white with this, but this looks like I didn't trim it right. So I do need to trim that down a little bit. So again, I'm just going to trim it by 1/4 of an inch. So let's see here. This is 4 1/4. So I'm going to make this 4 by 4 instead of 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And we'll just go like that. And then that way this piece will go on here. And then this will go on here. So we'll get gluing here. And just add that right like that. And then I'm going to set this aside because we're doing the left side of the layout. But I wanted to just get all these pieces matted, put together. So we'll do that. And then we have that one. And then this one is going to go this way with the designer series paper. We're going to center that. Okay. And then we're going to center this one. And then I do have another piece of this designer series paper. That's the 3/4 by 6. And I'm going to place that over here. All right. And then we'll just kind of lay that down just like that. Okay, so those ones I'm going to set aside along with this piece, because that's not the side that we're doing right now. We are doing this side. So I have my 12 by 12 layout right here. Don't know what that is. It looked like a piece of that. I don't know what it was. It looked like a piece of that adhesive, this stuff. Looked like a chunk of this. The remover or whatever. All right, so let's start with this. So I'm going to kind of lay out my pages first. Again, I'm going to leave, I want to leave close to 1 inch all around. So I kind of want to leave it like that. But if I do that, I know over here I don't have a full inch. So I am going to kind of move that in just a little bit. I'm going to kind of leave it like that. And then I'm going to, I do want to line this up though. I want to line this up. And then I will, this one can be off because I need room for the ice cream. So I'm going to bring that over. And then let me make sure here. Here we go. I need to make sure that I have enough room for my ice cream. Let's see here. It's a little tight, so I am going to bring this over. And that's probably why I had this over more. And then I can put my ice cream like this and my cone, and that would be perfect. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna put the cone down first, especially because I'm kind of going around. The whole point of me moving these around is to make sure I have enough room for the ice cream cone. Now for this piece, I do want to use my dimensionals because I'm going to pop up the ice cream. So we're gonna get that going here. All right. And also, since this is my first time doing a YouTube live, I generally do have below my videos, I generally do have like my links and that. I didn't know how to do that prior to me going live, so I will go back and add my links in case any of you want to go to the online store and look. I'm going to place that flat and kind of tuck that under. And then I'm also going to place my little blue heart under. And I'm going to, or not under, I'm going to place that right on the front there. All right, so now I'm going to kind of work my way, I think, from this side to this side. So I want to make sure that I give myself enough room. And I really could move this over just a tad. All right, so I'm going to do that. And then we'll line this up to match. Make sure that I'm even here. But I want to make sure that I'm even with the top as this. So I'm going to put my ruler here. Notice I don't have, let's do a little dot there. All right, so we'll put this. All right, do I got this? All right. So now I'm actually going to put my hand on this ruler here, and I'm going to kind of just lean it up right there. That way I know that this is lined up. And then I will go ahead and I will place this piece. And I will line it up to the bottom of this and the top of this. And there we go. So there is my first page. Now I do have the letters. You know what? I don't have the letters. Look at me. That's probably why I have this, is because I was going to show you this. I probably should have done that part first then, huh? That's okay. All right, so we'll do ice cream in a little bit. Let's put our pages together first. So that is that page minus the ice. So I'm going to set this aside and we're going to come back over and we're going to do this other side. So we have this side here and we're kind of going to, let's put together this square first so that then once this is together, we just have to lay out all of our squares. So a part of that share a milkshake is like, I don't even know what you want to call this, but it's such a cute die. I'm going to have to just show you guys so you know what I'm talking about. The die looks like this. And I really like it because it gives texture. It gives a different back, like a look on the back. So I did put this on our adhesive sheets again. And I'm just peeling it off now so it's like a sticker. This is really, really thin. And anytime it's like a small thing like this, I love using our adhesive sheets. I love that I can make it into a sticker. It's very easy. All right, so I'm just going to, let's see here. I'm just going to kind of angle it like this, and I'm just going to kind of lay it in the center. And I'm going to kind of lay it flat. All right, and then I have my ice cream cone here, and we are going to stamp. So we're going to stamp, and we're going to use Night of Navy on our Fresh Freesia cardstock, and I'm just doing Hope Your Day is Sweet. So we're going to do that, and I'm just going to stamp that. Perfect. I'll clean this up later. All right. So with the ice cream cone, the waffle cone, when you die cut it, this is what it looks like. It does have texture. You can see the little score lines. Then there's also two score lines here, which makes it so that you can just fold these right over. Now there's one side that's smaller, so the right side actually folds in and then the left side goes around like this. I just use a little glue here and I just kind of glue it shut just like this. Now with this, I placed this flat with glue. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put some glue on there and place that in the center. Now for these though, I did use dimensionals. So we're gonna place our dimensionals over here. And let's get another one right there. All right, so I'm going to do the fresh freesia kind of on the top, a little bit higher here. And then I'm going to do our bubble bath. And I'm going to place that kind of over like this, overlapping it. Now, there is a little slit in those little ice cream cones. Not that it matters. If you have it currently, because it is on the retired list, or they have a spoon die, and you could put a spoon in there. But I didn't do that. I chose to put the heart and just cover it up with the heart. I do like the spoon die, and I think it's adorable, but I'm a heart girl. I like to put little hearts on things. So, yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place this little heart down here in the corner. So I have it like that. All right, so there's our bottom piece. And I am going to pop this up, so now that I have the dimensionals right in front of me, and all we have left to do is place this down on our page. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that there. All right, so let's bring our page over and we're going to line. We need, this is our bottom, and we're going to bring this over a little bit because I want to make sure that I really do kind of want there to be equal sides here. And then we're going to line this up to there. And then we're going to bring that over, and we're going to make that closer because we're actually putting 3 things on this page, because then I have this piece over here. All right. So there's that. All right, very cute. Love this page. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere these down. And that's my first one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place this ruler down here because I do want to have that lined up so it's not crooked. Because I have made things crooked before. All right, so there's that. Now, let's go on this side. I feel like I needed to start with this side first. So I'm going to hold that down, and I'm going to line that up about there. Oops, there we go. See, now I just went crooked a little bit. So let's, all right, there we go. Let's kind of peel that off a little bit. I still want to make sure that I have enough room at the top. There. So now I still have that, 3/4 of an inch. And actually, I know I just put the glue there, but we're going to swap sides here. Because I want to make sure that this lines up first. So, let's get that out of the way. All right, so now I'm going to line this up. I'm going to put that there, and then we can place this right in the center. And that way I can decide, once I know these 2 sides are lined up, then I can decide the distance between here and the distance between here, and I can center it like that. All right, so there is that. And then we have the little circle that we stamped. So let's peel those off. And I'm just going to pop that up in the center like that. And then I am going to show you guys how cool this is with the letters, because it really is cool. All right, so here is this side of the page. So I'm going to set this aside for a moment. I'm going to kind of get all these like little crummy things around. All right, so I'm going to bring out my cut and emboss machine, and I've already have a piece of this adhesive sheet, and I've already peeled one side of it. So this back is the adhesive sheet, and now it's attached to this Night of Navy piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that here, and we need the word ice cream. So we need an I, a C, an R, an E. Actually, let's do it like an actual ice cream here. Here's ice. Now you can kind of see that it's kind of wiggling all over. That is because I do have a magnetic plate underneath here. But sometimes with these letters, because they're so little, they kind of do go all over. Now, I have 2 sets of these dies, so I'm going to grab my other set behind me right now so that I can just run it through one time. If you don't have 2 sets, which most people do not, but then again, if you're a scrapbooker, you never know. Like for me, whenever it comes to letters, I just want to be done with it, and I don't want to have to sit and run it through a million times. So sometimes if I love the font of the alphabet, I will get multiples. And right now I am using low tack artisan tape. I will be honest, I also have the Post-it tape that's like this too. I generally do like the Post-it, I think, better. I think it holds it just a little bit better. But all right, so ice cream. All right, so I have that. And then I'm just going to run it through. So, oh, I should make a point to share this, because this is, when you're doing the letters, I always do mine, facing down like this so that the die is going into my mat. Let me get in here. So the die is going into my mat, which means that you want the cardstock piece up. And then the piece that has the adhesive, like this back of the adhesive, on the bottom. So let's place that in there. We're just going to run it through. And then I like to just run it back. And then we'll get this out of the way. Out of the way. And this out of the way. And then I like to take, either you take a pick tool or your poker tool or whatever tool you love to use. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to place the ice on this side of the page. So let's, I am going to reuse this tape though. It's pretty good tape. So you do get to reuse it a couple of times. Just place it over there. All right, so here is the ice, or the I for the ice, I should say. And I'm going to peel that off. Let's see here. There's the I. Oh, and my C is stuck in my die here, so I'm going to get that out. There's my C. And then we need the E. All right, so there's the ice, just like that. And now we need the cream. So we're going to bring that over. And we've got the C for the cream. All right. I want to make sure that I have this on straight. All right. There is so I live in Janesville, Wisconsin, but not far from me at all is another town called Milton. It actually is where my husband is from, but our address is Janesville. But the subdivision that we live in, half of it is, well, I shouldn't even say half, to be honest with you. It's like a quarter of it is Janesville address, and then 3/4 is Milton. Our street is the very last street of Janesville, and then past that, the rest of the 3/4 is Milton. And so our kids go to Milton schools. We're in the Milton School District. I work in Milton at a credit union there, Blackhawk Community Credit Union. And there's an ice cream place there, and it is called Cone Zone, and it is so good. And they actually have like an ice cream cone like statue, like right outside. And when my kids were kindergarten, it has always been our thing to the last day of school to get ice cream at Cone Zone. I have pictures of them every year at Cone Zone. So these pages will be cute for the last day. Of course, they're older now. I mean, one won't even be with me. She's 17. She's going to be like, yeah, whatever, Mom. And to be honest, probably my youngest, who is 14, her and her friend are still going to want ice cream. So they don't know it yet, but they'll go on these pages. All right, so I'm going to move this aside. All right, so here is your layout. So we had, and there it is. Super cute. I love it. It's just a great layouts. You can go ahead and put lots of pictures. You can do journaling. Super cute. And then remember we had the Latte Love. So we did the ice cream and we did the Latte Love. I hope you guys enjoyed these scrapbook layouts and they were inspiring to you. I actually do, I think that I have a PDF form, and if I do, I'm going to put them in the link below. I know I do for the ice cream one. I'm just not sure if I do for the Latte Love, but I will put it in the link below so that you can just print it if you want to. It will have the measurements on there. Otherwise, you do have this video. I did, bring the measurements to most of it. So, or you can, always ask me or reach out to me. Thank you so much for watching. Again, tomorrow I will be doing a Facebook Live on a rock and roll 4 cards. It's using the rock and roll bundle. I know that it just retired, but for those of you who purchased it, I hope these cards inspire you to use it. And because I had already cut them for class and I want to show you in a video, so I really want to show it to you. So I will be doing that tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So I hope you guys can join me then. You have a great rest of your night, and I hope to see you guys soon. Let me actually do this. So yes, I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you so much. And